Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm gonna show you this rifle today. I don't even know what that sounds like. It might sound like Elvis, might not. I'm not sure. What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. Gonna show you today an update on my Battle Blaster rifle. Now, you guys have seen this in tons of videos. You've seen the updates in the past, but over the last few months I really dialed it in and I got to the setup that I really like. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead, make sure we're clear. You can't see it, but I can. We're clear. So let's talk about this. You saw this in the Battle Blaster build video series where we made some AR-15s. I went ahead and put this one together, and for the most part, the main parts have remained the same. So let's go ahead and start from the top, and we will work our way down. So starting here at the top, we got the muzzle device. I've had this in tons of videos. I've gone to courses. You've seen me review it with Nate Murr. He has one. I think his is a pre-production model. It looks just slightly different. But this thing is really cool. It's really a unicorn because it does, you know, it's a brake and a flash hider. A lot of people in the market will say you can't have either, you can't have both and do it well. This actually does both really well. Is it the best flash hider on the market? No. Is it a competitive flash hider compared to all the other brakes out there? Absolutely. It's going to outperform any other brake out there in terms of, you know, overall what you're getting for your buck. If you're going to spend $100 on just a brake, you're going to have really crappy you know, hiding ability of your flash. If you get really good flash, you might not get the mitigation of recoil and control that you would with something like the Banner Alpha 1. Backup sights here are the Magpul M-Bus Pros. These are their metal version. They have backup sights that are a plastic version, a little bit less, but these are their Pro version. I like these a lot. They're small. The plastic ones are a little bit bigger. So a little chunkier, take up a little more real estate. So that's why I like these metal ones. And sighted in, works perfectly fine. Never had it go off its sight from, I think 2 years ago is when I built this, 2-3 years ago. So I've never had any problems with those whatsoever. As far as the rail goes, this is an AR-3 rail. This is their full rail. To get it, you got to contact them. They don't have it on the website from what I saw. I do have their other rail, which is what I would call their lightweight rail. I did a review on that about a year ago. That just cuts out the middle part of the Picatinny to lighten it up even more. But even with the pick rail on the top here all the way down, this is a very lightweight rail. I can't say enough about it. It works really well for what I'm looking to do. It holds everything on there perfectly. The M-LOK's cut perfectly to spec. And for the price, I don't think you can find a better rail out there. Now when I say for the price, it is a little pricey, but if you're in the gun business, the gun purchasing business like I am, where I'm going to buy something for a purpose, I'm going to buy the best part that I want, and the best part I think is going to get me to where I want to be with my build. You know, buy once, cry once is what I say. Support a great company. They make a great, you know, sexy looking rail. It sticks on there with the 6 bolts. Great barrel nut that comes with it. It's a steel barrel nut and works really well. So moving our way down here, we'll talk about the Gripstop. I have a Gripstop on every single one of my guns for the most part. This is the Gripstop K version. It's a little bit smaller. The original Gripstop's a little bit longer as far as this way goes. I like the smaller version, the Gripstop K, so I have that on there. Apparently I like everything small. Holy shit. So moving along, let's go to the flashlight here. You've seen this reviewed. This is actually the Protec Rail Mount 2. I do have the Protec Rail Mount 1 on my other rifle. This is their midline. This is, I think, 650 lumens. It's around that. It's over 600. You want to have a lot of light on a defense gun. If you're going to build one gun, you want to have a lot of light. I got the tape switch right here, which is mounted on just with what they send you. It's a little pick rail mount thing here. And this is great. This works really well. It's really the budget scout option that's on the market. And I can't say enough good things about it. I've used it for probably about 1,000, maybe 1,200 rounds now. And hasn't come loose, hasn't had any problems. I replaced the batteries once due to usage, and it's been really solid. So if you're looking for about $100 to get into a scout light, that's a budget scout light, I would definitely check out these Protec rail mounts from Streamlight. That's mounted on an Arisaka Defense. This is their 45-degree mount. I did a review on their mounts in the past, so you can check that out. I also wrote an article about it. I'll put a link to a lot of this stuff, the reviews and stuff, in the description down below. So if you're looking to to get a closer look at these parts, take a look at that stuff, the articles and the other videos I've done. As far as the barrel goes, it's made by Amtech Precision. It's a 16-inch. It's 1-in-8 twist with a wild 223 chamber, so I can run 5.56 or 223 in this without any problems. Remember, if you're looking to run any 5.56 or 223 and not worry about your barrel, get a 5.56 barrel or a 223 wild barrel. Don't get a 223 barrel. I've had no problems with this whatsoever. The gun probably has about 3,000 rounds-ish on it. I don't really keep track of my round counts. It has thousands of rounds on it, I guess what I could say. And it goes into the receiver nice and snug. No problems there. It's just a performer. It works well. I'm not sure if they make them anymore. I tried to go out and find the company, but I think they might change what they do now. They don't make the barrels anymore, but it's a great barrel and it works really well for me. Working our way down, we have an upper receiver here. This is by V7 Weapon Systems. It's their lightweight upper. It's their lightweight upper with a forward assist. I believe they also make one without a forward assist. Super lightweight and built, very well. I believe the owner of the company came from Noveski, so the pedigree is good with what they're putting out there. Let's move down here to the bolt carrier group, and spare no expense with your bolt carrier group. It's really one of the more integral parts of your rifle. If you're going to skimp on a rail, okay, no big deal. If you're going to skimp on your muzzle device, okay, no big deal. You can get by that. Stock, okay, whatever. But if you skimp on your bolt carrier group, you could see some shit down the road that you don't want to see. So I always say, if you're going to spend money on something, bolt carrier group's one thing you can definitely spend some money on, get a good one. This is a JP Precision full mass, so there's nothing cut off of it to save weight. It's the same mass as a full auto, and the bolt inside is their enhanced bolt. So it really works well. It feels like glass. There's only one other bolt carrier group out there that I would say is in the line with this, and the JP really works well. It cycles great. I've had no problems. Easy to clean up with the coating they have on it. So working our way down here, we have a Lanco Tactical lower. It's a forged lower, nothing special there. They make a great lower, and I've been using that for the whole build. Works really well. Magpul trigger guard, ALG Defense ACT trigger. This is their advanced combat trigger. I like that a lot. You don't need a special trigger. You get this trigger, you're going to be perfectly fine. Don't feel the need to have to go out and purchase the latest and greatest trigger that's out here. This is a great trigger for a great price. Moving our way down, I like to use AXTS Weapon Systems Radian. I almost fucked that up because they changed their goddamn name. Moving our way down, I like to use Radian for safety and the charging handle. They make great ambidextrous safeties, selectors, and they make a great charging handle, if not the best on the market in my opinion. You got the skeletonization, you have a good amount of handle here. On the opposite side, if you're right-handed, you have a good pull, and it has a consistent pull whether you're cycling right or if you're cycling left, which is really hard to find on the market. Sometimes you'll have the left hand, if you're left charging, left hand configuration charging, will just feel different than it does on the right. This one is designed so that you get an even feel on both sides, which tells you that it's made properly, it's engineered good, and it's a really good design. You can also see even wear on the charging handle itself from inside the receiver. So that's a really good charging handle. If you're going to buy once, cry once. Moving back here, I got an ALG Defense. This is their mil-spec buffer tube, and then I have a B5 Systems Bravo stock. Love the Bravo stock. Good cheek weld, and it just works for me. So moving here back to this side, the parts kit, or a lot of the parts on here, are Badger Ordnance titanium, so weight savings there. This is an oversized bolt stop, bolt release, and I'd like to have an oversized one. You don't want to get one though that's oversized, made by a company that is going to engage without you engaging it, so make sure you pay attention to that. This one doesn't engage by itself. It's pretty standard the way they designed it. They didn't over design it, so it's this big huge paddle there. It's just a little bit of extra chunk for you to get your thumb on and get that bolt released. Moving down here, we got a Bcm Grip. I really like their grips. I'm moving to all their grips. This whole thing has a paint job on it, so this isn't the stock color. The stock color I think is sand. As you can see here with the wear on this gun, you can see this is kind of like a sand color right here from from where. But I really like those grips and the angle that they have, so I like to use those. As far as optics on this rifle goes, this is a fighting rifle. I have the Aimpoint T2 with a Bobro mount here. This is a quick disconnect mount. And if I had another Kinetic Development Group one, I'd put it on there because this sticks out a little bit on the side, as I mentioned in the review. If I had another Kinetic Development Group, I'd throw it on here and swap these out because that one doesn't have as much bulk to it as this one does. But it works fine. You know, my worry with this was it's going to... You know, it works fine, no problems. It is relatively lightweight. You know, I had a concern it might get caught on stuff because of this front part, and I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. It works well, and you can see that in the review that I did of it. On the inside, I got an enhanced power spring, chrome silicon spring from tacticalsprings.com, and then just an H1 buffer with a mid-length gas system. So it's a real nice setup. The mid-length gas system, it has V7 weapon systems and harsh environments tube, and it has a V7 weapon systems gas block. They're titanium lightweight gas block. So all in all, this is a really great, you know, rifle for if you're just going to build one rifle and have a rifle. This works really well. I've had no problems with it whatsoever in terms of cycling or anything. I once had an issue which was self-induced by myself at a course. It wasn't the gun, it wasn't the magazine, it was myself during a stressful situation. The gun didn't have a problem, I had a problem. So topping it out here, the sling I have on here is a Snake Eater tactical sling. This is identical to my favorite sling, the B sling. They are almost identical with a few differences, but for the most part, they're relatively identical. They have the same thing that I like at the front of the sling, where this always stays put 1 or 2 inches right from the gun. So when you're adjusting, you can get your hand right back, like right here's the grip stop. I can adjust this rifle somehow. My hand's always going to be 2 inches from the grip stop. So I adjust, boom, I come right back in to where I hold the gun and get on target. So, you know, they both do that. The B sling from SOB Tactical, Sheriff of Baghdad, and then the sling from Snake Eater Tactical. The one thing I like with Snake Eater Tactical is they put a little bit of I guess this is like a heat, some kind of heat seal or whatever on the little grippy thing here, which they don't do on the B sling. So it kind of flops around the paracord, whereas this one sticks straight out and you have a better ability to grip that. So I do like that a little bit better. So I've been rocking this one for another gun, but I threw it on this gun and I like it so much I'm probably going to get a Coyote one for this rifle. So that's it. You've seen this in many different iterations over the years. I've used the WML from Enforce over the top like this in the past. I liked using it, but you know, this Protac rail mount one is a more robust light. I like the configuration of a tape switch, so I moved all my ARs over to this configuration because it works for me, and I want to have consistency. So I did take off all my WMLs. I put on Protac rail mount 1s and 2s and 3s, and that's what I'm working with right now. I do use the WML on my AKs though, so I still do have a use for these, but using the AR-15 and my personal usage, this works a little bit better for me. Almost forgot, as far as the lube that I'm using for this, I'm using Lucas Lucas gun oil. I'm using their Extreme gun oil, and I've used that for 1.5 years now, and that stuff kicks ass. If you're looking for a good gun oil that smells somewhat like grape, go with Lucas Gun Oil's Extreme Gun Oil. Now recently I have moved to the M3, the Generation 3 Magpul. I just picked this up yesterday, and I'm just going to go ahead and start using it right away because I just got it yesterday. No, don't do that. Use your tried and true magazines until you go out and use this and know that it works. It could be great, it could be awesome, and it could also kill you if you've never used it before. So don't use new stuff if you don't test it. So until then, go on with the tried and true. How does it stand? How the hell did this stand last time? So there you go. A lot of people have seen videos and they've asked me if I change anything out internally. They've seen the light, maybe they haven't seen the review of the light. So every once in a while I like to do an update video on what my rifle is consisted of. This is just a battle rifle, combat rifle setup, whatever you want to call it. It's my go-to rifle, really. I love it. It really has worked the way I want it to work when I build it. And what you'll find when you're building stuff is you'll build a rifle. I mean, I don't go out and buy like the shitty stuff on the market. I don't see a deal on AR-15s and I go buy one just to have an extra one. I like to build stuff, purpose build things for what I want. And you know, what you'll find is you'll build something and maybe you like a part, maybe you think a part will work, and then you get it on the gun, you use it, and you realize that it doesn't do what you want, or maybe something new comes out, you want to try it out. So some things have changed over the years, but all in all, this is the setup that I'm using right now. So if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you guys have really cool setups and stuff, go ahead and put in the comments down below what's working for you recently, if you changed out any parts or anything like that, or better yet, make a video about it. And until next time, later.